Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. I'm Cyphus, I'm sitting here with Roland.
Yes, you are. Not sitting here with me. You're sitting in a separate chair, but you're here.
We rarely share the same chair. I'd say
Rarely.
30% of the episodes
Well,
tops.
sometimes I have to sit on Denny's lap, but I mean, that's only if the car's
That's just
full.
so you can reach the microphone. It's so high up.
But we got new mic stands and they adjust.
Yeah, thank
low.
God.
They
Thank
they go
God.
low and high. So
My lap was getting tired. You have a bony ass.
wow.
Okay, so all jokes aside, a quick announcement. So DotP, we've been talking about being a business for a while. We're trying to rush through and finalize incorporation before the end of the year, which is rapidly approaching, and some of that is my fault. I've delayed on responding to a few things, but I'm trying to get there. And
Well, the lawyer sent us just this laundry list of shit, man.
and then more shit, and then more shit.
And it's like, are you gonna burn coal to use your? And I'm like, I guess the power company might burn coal that we might in turn use. I'm not sure.
I think most of the answers to those questions is no. But so to
Still.
continue down a more serious note, some of you may have seen on Twitter from Flub's account that Flub is no longer going to be with Defense of the Patients. A lot of that has to do with, yes, us incorporating, us attempting to grow this, what started as a hobby and is turning into a business. To grow this, there were some discussions internally about what the best strategy was going forward, especially when we started looking at where financially we were going to wind up, and a lot of internal things that I would rather not discuss openly on the air right away.
It's not a big secret. Here's the deal. We're doing 2 podcasts now, Let There Be Geeks and Defense of the Patients, and to have 4 schedules to work around opposed to 5 is a lot easier for Defense of the Patients. And ultimately it came down to tenure and our want to change things up.
We've recognized for a while that some of the weaknesses in our lineup are the Tuesday and Wednesday shows. Obviously, those of you who have been listening for a while know, when we lost the .pro show, we were kind of scrambling to figure out what to put there. Tuesday, when Wazoo left us, that was kind of it became something we were really scrambling to take care of as well. And neither of those shows has really received the attention, or those slots haven't really been filled, we feel like, with the best content that we could provide. Going forward, we want to work on developing the 4 personalities that you guys know, me, Roland, Ursinity, and Proud. And yeah, a lot of things went into the decision to part ways with Flub. We still love Flub.
And it was extremely amicable.
And
we had 2 separate meetings. We had the first meeting where we discussed, hey, this is becoming less a hobby, more a business, and it's a difficult decision to make. And unfortunately, the way everything fell, on the table, if that's even an analogy, this is how it has to be, and we apologize, and we thank you for everything that you did for us. And you're a great friend of ours, and we got him set up to do whatever he wants to do in the future. And of course, as we grow, Flub is definitely on that list to come back.
And I suspect that Flub's going to, I know that Flub is going to still be producing content in some form. I know he's interested in writing articles and maybe even doing, a solo podcast, or working with somebody else to develop a new podcast with Dota and not even non-Dota related content. Mm-hmm. And we'll let you guys know what he's up to, because like we said, we love Flub. This was...
It wasn't a personal... It was absolutely not a personal thing. In the past, there have been personal conflicts. I will be honest there. And when I say in the past, like in the past 2.5 years, there have been personal conflicts. But this was definitely the first hard and arduous and difficult and awkward and difficult, I'll say it again, decision that we've ever had to make. And we had to make it, and it was, trust me, it was hard for us.
Yeah. But anyway, so we love Flub. Everything is good between all of us. Just so everybody's wondering, I know that some folks are going to miss him, but we want to revamp things. Coming up on Tuesday and coming up on Wednesday, you're going to be seeing some format changes. Perhaps not this week. We're really going to take the time to properly baby the concepts that we have in the pipeline. You're going to see me and Roland and Ursinity and Proud all involved in those things. You're going to see us with a refocus on getting guests and placing those guests throughout the week, so that we can even further engage with the Dota 2 community at large and also with our audience. So that's kind of the plan going forward. I think that's all I really want to say on the matter.
It was tough. I mean, it was tough. It was an emotional. It was an emotional discussion to have with somebody that you never had an issue working with. I mean, Flub was absolutely the person that he was on the mic is the person that he is in real life. Nice, respectful, has good manners, all that. And getting to know him at TI was a blast, and getting to know him further after was even better. And it was tough, and unfortunately, we had to make the decision. We were as open to Flub as we could be, and yeah, I hate that we had to do it, but I would do it again if we had to. We want to focus on
some new things, and that this felt like the appropriate decision to make. So let us know what you think about the new programs that are upcoming. Obviously, you haven't heard them yet, but they'll be on the way. Not sure what we're going to do I think we're still going to do a Tuesday Q&A tomorrow. We still got some listener questions. Some of them are irrelevant because of the Dota 2 7.0
Cyphinity on Wednesday.
We're some things on the work there. I don't know that we're gonna
we're figuring it out. We just want to bring the best product to everybody and make sure that we are growing instead of stagnating, and making sure that we are staying ambitious and
adapting, evolving, and that there are no weak spots in the DotP lineup of content.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I've been playing Dota again.
Yeah.
I found it. I think a lot. I couldn't remember where it was in the Steam list, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's alphabetical, and then I went and found it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's right before Elite Dangerous, actually, coincidentally.
A B C D E.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right before. Yeah.
So I did find it and picked it up. I played. You and I, we haven't played a lot of games recently together, but we did with Andrew and with Rin and Joy Thief.
I had to abandon.
And you abandoned for a baby matter, which was understandable. But
it was the first abandon I've had to do because of the baby. But it was late at night. Audrey called me and she's like, "Hey, it's intense," and I was like, "Oh, absolutely, I'll abandon and feed the baby."
Yeah. Well, you were feeding in the game. You might as well take those skills elsewhere. No. I'm just kidding. It's a good joke, damn it. Feeding, taking your feeding skills elsewhere.
I was really excited about the outcome of that game. To be honest with you, I was farming extremely well. I know we were up against a tree, and I went downstairs in Andrew's dwellings because we just got a new TV, and Audrey and I were watching TV as I was feeding the baby, and she was kind of getting some relaxed time. And I could just hear Andrew like, "Fucking Valve, Trian is the fucking most overpowered bullshit hero there is."
Yeah.
And no, I disagree. Just because he can bash out of invis doesn't make him overpowered, and that is, I think, the most overpowered thing about Tree is his level 20 skill tree, 15% cooldown reduction. Yeah. On top of an Orchid giving a 40% cooldown reduction, especially when you have an Aghanim Scepter. That feels a little bit... it's a lot. I mean, you can place leaves, whatever that disguise in the forest or whatever.
Nature's Guy.
No, it's not Nature's Guy. I don't know. Anyway, his Aghanim
the global vision. It feels
well, and you can use your ult super often, so you can basically farm the entire map really quickly on Treant Protector. So I've been climbing MMR with Treant Protector. I've been climbing MMR with Lich. Arguably two of some of the most overpowered supports in 7.0 that I've found.
Yeah, it was brutal. I mean, so to give a little context for that game, you were playing a core silencer in the safe lane. Mm-hmm. And then we had Rin on Lich, me on Venge, and then when you abandoned, it left us it did leave us in a bind, I'll say, because if we were going to win that game, we probably needed to do it relatively early with you hitting. I
was farming so well too. I was at like 65 at 10. So and I grabbed a couple bounty runes, so I was probably somewhere around 4,500 net worth by 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's right about when I got the call, and it was like, ooh, okay, yeah. Like, I'm not going to be like...
No,
I'm not going to be that guy that's
understood.
like, No, I'm sorry. You're
we
going
all
to have to take
reported
care
you.
of the baby.
I mean, you know.
I do have a fair amount of reports, but that's, I think, because of the Monkey King game that I played. Where what's different from Anti-Mage to Monkey King? They're both agi carries, and they can both last hit really well. And huge difference.
Yeah, when I've been playing Monkey King, I've been trying to treat his kit more like PAs.
Monkey loser, dude.
I like Monkey King.
Literally, like I told you, it's a 1/3 split. It's 1/3 gets banned, 1/3 is on your team, 1/3 you're against them. I prefer the 66% of the time when I'm either against him or he's banned, because he just ruins my games. He does. Everybody thinks they're a good Monkey King. I even thought it.
No, I don't think everybody thinks they're a good Monkey King.
Oh, dude, everybody that fucking picks that hero first pick, and then you see a Spectre and a Timbersaw.
I think people are having a good time experimenting with him. I mean, I agree with you. Like, there are some pretty obvious and blatant counters to
support
him.
with a Quelling Blade.
I saw an Enigma really own.
Yeah.
You know, and just, toss down that E every time.
There's a lot of
up
things
into
that
the tree.
destroy trees.
Yeah, and I think hopping into like I told you, when I was telling you I was having a blast playing him, you were like, yo, everybody cuts down trees, and like I told you, I don't think that's his best skill. I don't think it's anywhere near.
You need one
his
point
best
in it,
skill.
and what you should do is you should hop to a tree and then hop to another the second that thing's off cooldown.
Yeah, oh for sure. But more importantly,
if you need to escape, that is.
But even then, it's a terrible escape because you're. It's
Not
a terrible
if you can
escape
fog.
depending on who. Sure, if you can fog, but even if you can fog, because if I can fog and I'm against a Timbersaw, well, I just throw a Whirling Blade into that general area as far as I can, max distance.
You mean a Chakram?
Chakram, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can cut down every tree that you're fucking in.
You don't know that necessarily, and if you're...
I can probably do it before your 3-second cooldown to jump again. And if I do hit, you have now been stunned for 4 fucking seconds. I don't think it's a great escape. Honestly, I think Blink would be better on him. Like, I would rather
people build Blink Dagger on him.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Is like, I think you'd be better to blink and then tree hop.
I mean, he can get that escape. I mean, it's an escape. That's what it is.
But it's not.
It's an escape and it's an initiation for.
Yeah,
his
I see it
E.
more as I see it more as an initiation tool, or even a weird like counter initiation defensive tool. Whenever you're defending towers, prior to getting, or prior to losing everything up to your tier 3s.
It's not even arguably an escape. It is an escape. I mean,
man, I think it's a terrible way to view it.
It's a counterable escape.
I think it's a terrible way to view it.
If there wasn't a way to counter that, imagine if you just chopped the tree down and it was like, oh, you found me, and he kept running. Like, that would...
Oh, for sure.
Be super
I agree.
overpowered. Like, there needs to be...
I agree. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
It would be way too... It would be the ultimate escape if, yes, that was possible.
They need to balance it somehow.
Yeah, and I have no problem with the stun, but I guess what I'm saying is that is at the end of the day, that becomes a worthless skill in a lot of respects, or against a lot of lineups, and you get more versatility out of either, grabbing yourself a blink or some other form of escape item.
There's so many items that come before blink.
Or initiation item, sure. But you could, I still think on him, you could go the PA like Vanguard Deso into blink and then build more damage, even grabbing...
The only way that resembles PA is the Vanguard Deso.
But what I'm saying is you should, but I'm saying, yeah, because she has blink already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't build blink on PA, but this is the same reason you build blink on a half dozen other heroes that have PAs or comparable skill sets or toolkits to PA, and you grab the blink on them, is to accommodate for that. His abilities scale so fucking well and so quickly with that 200% crit with your Q is amazing, plus a decent stun, which just means it scales off your damage. So long as I'm still building damage, I'm still scaling my Q.
I look at him like
the same is true.
Bloodseeker scales extremely well too.
Not like he does.
Yeah, he does. Look at Bloodseeker's Q. Look at Rupture. Rupture is percentage. Rupture scales infinitely. You could be against a level 500 hero, and it's
that's
scale.
it. But it's 2 abilities, and even Rupture, even his Q, even Bloodright, or not Bloodright.
Are there
Bloodlust.
more than 2 abilities on?
Not Bloodlust. What's his Q?
It's I don't know.
Anyway, but even Bloodseeker's Q isn't a great scaling item because it enhances the damage that you're taking as well.
Not if you put it on them. Which is what you do as a good Bloodseeker. You put it on them and you kill them. I mean, if you feel confident. That's what I do against anti-mages.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But even
Blood
then,
Right.
Blood Right, I believe, is the silence.
It's blood something. It's a Q thing, dark death.
I'll look it up because, god damn it, we should know. But
he's not a hard carry, I don't think.
Monkey King? I think
absolutely
he's a hard carry.
No.
Absolutely he is.
He's a carry. I would say he's a semi-carry. I don't think he's a hard carry. He can't carry a game like Luna. He can't carry a game like Anti-Mage. He can't carry a game like Spectre. He can't carry a game like Medusa.
I think with the right toolkits, yes, he can.
He's not in the hard carry list, I promise you. He's not a Spectre.
No.
He's not a Medusa. He's not a Luna.
You're pointing to like the super latest of late game carries.
Those are super hard carries.
I still think he's a hard carry in the vein of a PA or a Jug.
No.
Or even a Sven.
Jug, no. Not a Sven. Sven's a late game carry as well. He's not a late game carry, I guess I should say. He's a carry, obviously. He's an agi carry, but I would say he is
Blood Rage. Jesus. Blood Rage, Blood Right, Thirst, Rupture.
I would say he is definitely most similar to Bloodseeker in power curve. Bloodseeker is easy to kill, but is super escapey, but you can catch him in his escape.
And I still think in that regard he's way more comparable to PA.
No.
Because of the crit, because of the kind of damage output that you do have available to you, and I don't know, man. That ult is ridiculously good.
But people see it and can walk out of it.
Right, but I can say that about a ton of fucking heroes. I can say that about fucking Blood Right with Bloodseeker. I can see that and walk out of it.
That's not his ultimate ability.
Sure, but there are going to be ways to. It's good for holding down an area. It's good for counter initiation. It's good for It's good for in conjunction with a variety of other abilities.
But you do also realize that Monkey King has to stay within that circle, and if you just overwhelm it or kill him and make him walk out, or kill him,
well, you have to walk into that area to kill him, and that's pretty dangerous.
It's not that overwhelming. I don't think Wukong's command is that overwhelming.
I don't know. I would love to.
I think he's
combos that I would love to see it paired with are
Mm-hmm.
things like Enigma. I'd love to see Black Hole with Wukong. I'd love to see
Black Hole with fucking any AoE ultimate is
sure,
good.
But with his doubly so because it scales so well with damage. You're going to be an unstoppable force every time that comes up. You're going to be able to just completely fucking wreck. And yes, I'm with you, but like you're pointing to the fact that you can accomplish similar things with all sorts of different types of heroes as a reason to hate this hero.
No, not to hate him, just to.
But you do hate this hero.
Yeah, because I hated Arc Warden when Arc Warden came out. To a certain degree, I hated Underlord when Underlord came out because everybody thinks they're good at him, and everybody picks them and ruins my ranked games. And especially when you're trying to climb and you see a Monkey King on your team, you know that you're going to have to carry that. I've never been impressed by a Monkey King.
And Jingu is a great fucking skill.
His 4-hit to get bonus damage and lifesteal.
Yeah.
Is that what that is, Jingu? It's called Jingu Mastery, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He is not a hard carry. And if you want to look at hard carry kits, we can easily differentiate between why he is not a hard carry and why others are hard carries.
I don't know. I would love to hear the rest of the community weigh in on that.
Compare Medusa to him, compare Anti-Mage to him, compare Spectre to him. Like, what are the differentiating factors? Like, this is something that we talked about on Friday. As far as, like, what makes him different from a melee creep? What makes Spectre different from a melee creep? Like, this is something that Proud brought up that made a lot of sense. He has aggressive abilities.
Sure.
Anti-Mage, defensive abilities. Medusa, defensive abilities. Spectre, defensive abilities. They all hard carries. PA, defensive abilities. Juggernaut, defensive abilities.
Right.
He is all aggressive.
I agree with you. I do think
he's not a hard carry.
I do think he probably will be. I think you'll probably see him go more mid. Be more of a mid.
Yeah, I mean he's a setup. He's an initiator. He's a space control. He's not gonna win you the game. On his back.
All right. I mean, I'll concede that. I do think I do think you're gonna see him be more relegated to the mid role. You're right. No argument there. But I think arguably stronger than most mids in the sense that he will be able to be more relevant in the late game than other mids have been in the past.
I don't know. Put me up against him as Medusa. I don't feel scared. Put me up against him as I don't know, any sort of ranged, like, yeah, if I'm playing, I mean, even PA is going to wreck him mid. Most mids are going to wreck him. Yes, he has 300 range, which is more than Templar Assassin, but Templar Assassin has built-in defense. I mean, his escape is based on a tree, and in mid, what are there none of?
Sure.
Trees.
Sure.
I would say, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that offlane might be the position. I mean, you put him in offlane, you get last hits, you're put in danger, you can jump back to your own trees that are protected by a tower, and making it not as easy to get cut down. Obviously, Timbersaw usually isn't going in the safe lane. Usually those giant tree cutting heroes, Enigma isn't going to be in the safe lane. I would say if any role he was going to take, it'd be offlane.
I'm just going to be... I'm not going to be surprised because already his win rate's starting to climb above 50%. As people are starting to figure
every fucking
out.
game, and yeah.
Well, but I mean, that all the more reason why it should be.
There's a huge
impressive.
sample size that he's above 50%.
You know, and yeah, I know your big complaint was, and early on, you're right. Like, he was at a 47.2 initially, and like that, yeah, that's on the, underpowered realm of things. But I think that has more to do with the fact that people are becoming acclimated to what he's capable of doing, and kind of figuring out where the right set of items are to make him flourish. And I do think he's going to flourish. I do think that you're underestimating
his items. His items are fucking obvious.
Yeah,
from the get-go, they're obvious.
But they weren't to everybody, and that was, I think. I mean, like, look at the fucking games we had. Even the game you had, where you think you got all the reports for.
I still built an Echo Saber. I still was on my way to a Vanguard because I think I needed to tank up. In my mind, but I built a Midas because I was like, I'm farming so super well. I'm going to build a Midas. Yeah, it was stupid. But that's stupid on any hero that you think is farming well, because and I was like, experience means so much more this patch, and I can afford a Midas at like 7 minutes. I'm gonna get a Midas, and then I ended up feeding because I needed an Aquila, I needed a Vanguard, I needed a Deso, I needed an Echo. I didn't know what order to get them. I knew I needed Aquila because it's Agi. I knew I needed Echo Saber because of Jingu Mastery, and it just, I mean, of most heroes, like, it just makes a ton of sense to get an Echo Saber. Basher makes
on him
a
more
ton
so
of
than
sense.
than others. And it's
Basher to keep them so you can continue to get that fourth hit, so you can turn into your crit.
Yeah, or
multiplier.
MKB even.
MKB's a little too mini. I would say that probably.
But I think it combined
BKB
with the Echo.
Basher. BKB Basher is probably what he wants the most. BKB so Wukong goes off, and Basher so you can continue to get Jinga Mastery is what I would guess.
Yeah. Does BKB stop the stun if you get cut down out of the tree?
Probably. I mean...
You know what I mean? I wonder if that's triggered. That's an interaction I guess I didn't really contemplate till this
the
moment.
way I justify it in my head is the tree got cut down and he fell on his head, and now he's stunned for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Would a BKB stop a physical stun? No, it doesn't. Because that is a physical thing that's happening, right? The tree's getting cut down and he's falling, but I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know.
Okay, so general consensus is you hate him. You really, really hate him.
I just don't like him on my team. I love to play against him because it's easy. I feel like in any role it's pretty easy. I've never been super impressed by Monkey King in my own pubs. I think there's some Miracle video out there where he's playing Monkey King, and of course Miracle can take anything and make it look beautiful, and it was really impressive to see. But
yeah,
for the most part, I see them use their Q like it's a 4-second cooldown when it's more like a 30-second cooldown.
Yeah.
You want to use that Q after you get 4 in Jingu. After you get your 4 and you're critting, or you're doing your extra bonus damage, that's when you want to use your stun and be able to grab people. You don't want to just use your Q willy-nilly, and I feel like that's happening.
Although I did have some success using his Q as a farming mechanic. I will say it's he
has 300 range and crazy attack speed and crazy attack damage. Do you really need to use his Q to farm?
Sure, it makes things swifter. I mean, isn't that what we're all about whenever we're trying to do things? It's the reason I burn.
I get shit for using Sven's stun when I have an Echo Saber to farm, and yet you're going to use a 30-second cooldown to farm.
Sure.
Like, it's not a good farming mechanic. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Still, that's way too long, and it has a super long range. You don't need a super long range to kill creeps.
No, for sure.
Hero is all about, I'm in the trees, I initiate on you. My team backs me up. I Wukong. We secure a tower. We secure racks. I look at it as like Death Prophet Exorcism. It's obvious, right? Exorcism's obvious. You don't go near it. The closer you are to it, the more damage. I feel like Wukong's that way. Like if I want to Roche, I'm gonna woo. Like I can throw Wukong down, and the Roche is ours. If I want to take a tier 1, I throw Wukong down. You're not going to be able to defend your tier 1. Conversely, if I want to defend my own tier 1, I throw Wukong down. I have my whole team there. Fight into Wukong in a tier 1. Good luck.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to be a hero that pairs well. He's going to pair well with a lot of your AoE stunners and lockdowners, and that I
think he'll be like Arc Warden. He won't make it into Captain's mode forever, and he'll be super niche pick, and it'll be like somebody like Jerix that's good at him. That's what it'll be like. It'll be like some dude like Jerix who's good at Earth Spirit will be this great crazy Monkey King, and I bet he'll be relegated to like either a 4 or a 3. He'll be like either a 3 in the off lane or a 4 roaming. Because all he really needs is level 6, right? And 4 hits. He needs level 6 and 4 hits, and he's doing already more than what most level 6 heroes will do.
I don't know. Yeah, I am interested to see where he winds up being played. Let's see. His presence in the safe lane is 48%, and he's got a 49% win rate there. His presence in the off lane, 25% with a 50% win rate. Presence in the mid lane, a 24% with a 52% win rate. So he's winning more when he goes mid, but he's going mid a lot less than any other position.
Well, safe lane just makes sense because it's like, hey, like that's where I went. It was like Agi carry safe lane, anti-mage safe lane, Spectre safe lane. Because initially I thought that until I looked at Spectre has offense defense, anti-mage has offense defense, PA has offense defense, Jug offense defense, Fen offense defense, Medusa offense defense. That's what really Luna offense defense. Luna more offense, offense, but
I know.
But Luna has glaives and has which is in a way. Defense.
I'm really looking forward to seeing where he shakes out. I don't have the vehement hate for him that you do.
You don't play as much Dota as I do.
Sure. I also don't. I guess I also
Nor do
don't
you care about your ranked as much as I do right now.
No, I don't. I've moved into this.
I'm close to 4K. I'm getting super close.
Yeah.
450 away from 4,000.
Dota buff disagrees with your current MMR.
What does it say? My current MMR.
Your current MMR is 3277.
That's absolutely wrong. I'm 3450.
Are you?
Yeah. Log in. Go ahead and log into my Dota.
Okay, I will. Here on the show, I'll fact check you. I'm sitting at like 2075, I think. I lost the couple of ranked games that I played recently.
Yeah.
Which sucked. But it's been fun to get back. It has been fun to play Dota again. It's been fun to play with this new update. I've been enjoying the fuck out of it. I've been taking it a little bit less seriously than perhaps I have in the past. And I think that was all generally to my advantage as far as just being able to come back and enjoy the game again. I don't know. So let's see. Sure. It's loading right now.
Dude, you're messing up our recording.
No. Nobody can hear this but you and me.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. You are at 3302.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you sure are. Although I don't know why your name shows this weird. It's weird. Did you do that?
What?
Make your name asterisk dash asterisk.
No, I'm on my phone right now. What the fuck?
Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, Dota says you're at 3302.
Oh, that fuck. A new journey is about to fuck you, Monkey King. Well, that's wrong. I'm actually 3450, so I don't know what that's talking.
That's not what Dota says.
I'm serious.
It's not what Dota says.
I'm on my Steam guard right now, so...
all right, I'm going to relaunch it for you one more time. Take you back in so you can see.
And I just got a Steam confirmation code.
Interesting. We're having technical difficulties with your Steam account online.
And what is my name?
Asterisks, underscore, asterisks, underscore, and it goes repetition from there. But it matches your, like, yeah. I mean, this is you. It's just not. Yeah.
Okay.
3302 is your current solo.
Well, I'll show my MMR tomorrow, and you'll see that it's 3450 because that's bullshit. I swear to God, I'm 150 higher than that.
All right. Fair enough.
Why would I have, like, am I going to call your bluff when you're checking my Dota? Like, you're right there checking my Dota.
I'm on the Dota. I know that's a really weird error that it's...
And that my name is, are you on the right account?
Yeah, no, I was. It's all right.
No, because now I just look like a fucking liar, and I'm not lying.
No, it's clearly an error. Like, something was going on with your account.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm getting, like, emails on my... If my account is hacked because of whatever the fuck you just did, dude...
I didn't do anything.
Log out and log back in. Log out of the Steam and log back in. I'll give you my password on there.
No, I'm not gonna.
No, but it has remember me, so it'll just log back in.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, guys. This is really strange. That's bullshit because I'm 150 MMR higher than that. So why? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm right here.
I believe you. I can't log it. It didn't populate. It didn't remember you because I hit change.
Okay, I'm 3,300 with a plus or minus 150.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right. That's relatively close. You're already doing way fucking better than you should be allowed. You're already doing way better than you should be allowed to be doing. All right, that's a huge, drastic improvement. You're over 1,000 MMR ahead of me at this point.
No, that's worrisome. I almost want to like stop recording and figure this out because this is like my livelihood.
It clearly was messing with your there is clearly an error on your Steam right now.
And I keep getting emails saying here your code is. SteamGuard Authenticator removed.
Yeah, something's going on with your...
Dude, I just bought Monkey King Arcana and I have like $40 on that.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out later because we're in the middle of a show.
What if somebody just like politically hated me and just lost 6 games, dude? Just went and fed 6 games. What was my most recent game?
Bloodseeker.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember I went up against the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, no, it was not even populate. Like, I couldn't actually get it to populate. When I hit edit profile to check your MMR, it wouldn't. The only reason I was able to determine what your MMR was is because it was showing 3302 plus 25 for the Bloodseeker win. I couldn't get, when I hit edit profile, I couldn't go through and see it. It's a weird error for sure. Well, it might just be an issue.
You made me look like a liar on air, Denny.
Well, you might be a liar still. Who knows?
I do, I guess. I don't know. Okay, well, tomorrow I'll make sure and stream you guys.
Obviously it's wrong on your Dota buff, too. So
yeah, it's wrong on my Dota buff. Yeah. It's wrong on my profile. I'm getting emails as this is happening. I will show on stream tomorrow, and I'll go into a game and show average MMR, and you'll see.
Yeah, I have no doubt you'll be playing a lot of Dota tonight.
Yeah,
and everything.
I've been playing a ton of Dota, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It seriously got me concerned.
Oh, no, I know.
Anyway, I've been picking up a lot of... I've been picking Bloodseeker and Legion. Well, no, just Bloodseeker against every Anti-Mage.
Yeah, and having tremendous success with it sounds like.
Shit. Sorry, I was trying to grab a Sprite. And I'm going to open the Sprite. So, sorry, I need to get some tonic. So the thing is...
Thanks for tuning into our very professional podcast.
Is Anti-Mage, right? A dude who is pretty static in lane. And the map is so open to me moving around. So as Bloodseeker, it's not that traditional Bloodseeker jungle where I go hard camp first. And I cut the hard camp down and I put, what was his cute? Blood Rage? Blood Rage. Blood Rage. Is that really?
No, it wasn't. It was Blood Rage.
Yeah. I put Blood Rage on the enemy. Or I put Blood Rage on the creep you're trying to kill. Because at level 1, you should put it on the creep you're trying to kill.
Yeah.
At level 2, you should put it on yourself.
Right.
Instead of doing that, I do more of like movement and snag as many bounties as I can, and pop in and do a couple right clicks on the Anti-Mage, and then go to the kitty corner jungle to that, and then Anti-Mage thinks that I'm lurking, which I like to give Anti-Mage that uneasy feeling that Bloodseeker might be in my jungle, which means supports are roaming around his jungle looking for me, when in all reality I'm just back to safety and I'm just farming. Plus, with the addition of shrines, I can just hard camp multiple times. I can do hard camp on jungle A and jungle B on my side, and then go on to their jungle, go on to their offlane jungle, which would be their jungle A or whatever the fuck, and get sometimes 3 bounties every 2 minutes. So basically, I am getting to level 6 by bounty runes and occasional farm. I'm not like completely dedicated jungler. Right. I'm more of a
roaming jungler.
Yeah, like I'm moving a lot more than Bloodseeker jungle would in 6.88. Like where you hard camp to medium camp to medium camp, back to hard camp, to medium camp, to medium camp. I'm level 6. I buy boots. I go look for a rupture.
Sure.
That still is true. I still look for a rupture whenever I can on anti-mage. But you have to be careful. First and foremost, you have to click on his inventory. And if he has a teleport scroll, don't rupture him. He's going to TP away.
But at the same time, isn't it still worth
it's good to
the
get him
rupture?
out of,
yeah,
it's good to get him out of lane, and he TPs home, which means he has to walk back. But
I'm with you as far as, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping for a kill. I mean, and especially don't rupture an anti-mage who is near his tower with his support. Because guess what? He doesn't even have to TP. He just stands still. His support is like, hey, you get back, you bloodthirsty guy.
So are you playing? Do you feel like you're playing him as more like a roaming 4?
I feel like it's more like a 4, yeah.
Because
I'll buy wards if I have to.
I mean, we've seen roaming 4 Bloodseekers before. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not like brand new to Dota by any means. But it makes me think, man, we should just, let's just bring back the Gang Squad. Let's do some Gang Squad games.
Gang Squad was
because I feel
really
like it'd be even more powerful
to
now.
To give people reference on Gang Squad, it was usually Earthshaker and Ancient Apparition.
Yeah.
And the reason it was those two is the mobility block with Earthshaker.
Yep.
The guaranteed chilling touch. No, ice feet.
Cold feet. Feet. Basically we got the timing down where we were guaranteed getting a cold feet off every time, and what
would happen is you'd have to cast cold feet. And then I'd have to wait like a second and then fissure.
Yeah.
And
the beauty of your
the
beauty of your fissure was not only is it stunning them and stopping the movement and keeping them in that area, but you could also force them to have to walk back towards the epicenter of the cold feet to get around the fissure.
And then our right clicks would take them down.
Yeah.
And then we would do Lion Ancient Apparition, which
worked
was harder. It was harder.
It definitely was harder, but it was still.
I'd have to land my stun semi near the epicenter of the cold feet.
What worked even better than that was the fucking Gang Squad with Arc Warden.
Arc Warden, Ancient Apparition.
That was ridiculously good.
But what happens with all of our good combos is we lose once and all of the steam in our engine fucking goes out.
I don't think so. I think more than anything what happened in those situations is that we played with people who would get pissy with us for doing it. You know, who didn't like that we were traditionally laning. Because you and I would get those, like, I'll never forget. We would play some of those Gang Squad games and...
get commands
at 2K, in the 2K range, people were saying things like, my God, I've never had supports do things like this. My God, I've never seen this kind of support.
Well, we would TP the second we needed to in tandem.
Yeah, because you and I were just like, all right, hey...
Because we were in our own chat group.
Well, we were usually in the same room too. Which
and we'd be like, all right, and I'd love how we'd sweep from like top to bottom. We would like start off usually in safe lane. We'd secure safe lane. We'd go to mid. We'd secure mid, and then we'd go to off lane, secure off lane. Then we'd start back all over again and sweep the other way. And it was brilliant, honestly. Like we did really well.
We wreaked havoc in every lane we showed up in. And it was a lot of fucking fun. But occasionally what would happen is we would group with people, and some of them, your brother.
Andrew would be like, I need a support in my lane, which I understand where he's coming from if he's losing his lane. But it happens to me all the time as anti-mage, where I'm up against like a goddamn Drow Slardar or something really obnoxious. And I just have to concede the fact that, okay, I'm getting levels, not gold.
And I'm not going to get farm here. Even if I have a support here, I'm probably not going to get farm here. And if I have a support here, I'm going to get way less experience.
And Andrew wanted to farm always. Regardless of the lane he was up against, he should be farming. He's a safe lane carry. Right. He should be farming in his lane. This is my lane. I'm a safe lane carry, and I get farm in my lane no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't care if 5 guys are up here. I should be getting 50
it's not
CS.
unique to him. Like, you and I would run into that in pubs, too, which was pretty fucking annoying, quite frankly, because there were, and it's so funny because once I started playing way more carry than I did support, I wanted supports to leave me the fuck alone. You know,
well, in the good lanes you do, and then in the bad lanes you're like, where is my fucking support?
Well, but even then, I always feel like, even in lanes when I'm not getting a lot of farm, I am analytical enough to look at it and say, maybe it's sure 50% of the time, maybe a support being present would be helpful. And of that 50% of the time, 50% of the time, the support shows up in his. Yep. And it can counteract it.
Let me ask you a semi-rhetorical question.
Okay.
How many times have you been an offlaner and just wrecked, decimated an anti-mage in the early game? Just fucking, he has nothing. And then you go and you rotate mid as your off lane, and then you rotate safe lane. And before you fucking know it, that anti-mage is where he would have been anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because you didn't kill that anti-mage, or you didn't continue killing him. The thing is with those hard carries is you have to stay on their ass all game.
Yeah.
Or it's basically futile. Like,
yeah, they can't have...
You can't give them any
They're not
space.
going to have an 0-3 game. They're going to have a 20-3 game. They need to have they need to have an 0-7 game. They need to have an 0-9 game.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to be.
Which
that's
means,
how you
like,
keep them there.
Sand King v Anti-Mage. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, all right, they have Anti-Mage. I'm going to pick Sand King, go off lane. We already have our carries. I don't have room for Bloodseeker. I don't feel like jungling. We already have a jungler because there's a Legion or some stupid shit, even though Legion's great against Anti-Mage. And I go Sand King, and I wreck him, and I wreck him, and I wreck him, I wreck him. And maybe I don't kill him, but I'm taking all of his CS. He's running in. He's getting Caustic Finale a ton. He's having to walk back to base. And then I leave to go gank mid. And before I know it, he has a Perseverance, and I come back, and I gank, and I do things, and whatever. And then I leave again, and before I know it, he has which I've been seeing anti-mages doing Maelstrom treads. But he has his Battle Fury treads. And then it's just like, okay, well, now he's going to be off map. He's going to be in the jungle.
Yep.
And before I know it, he's going to have a Manta. And then before I know that, he's going to have...
a Basher,
a Vanguard,
an Ags, maybe this time around.
Ags is funny. I've
yeah.
yet to see it be really super cool.
Yeah, I doubt it'll ever be truly viable.
I
It's
saw
just one of those like
a Spirit Breaker charge.
It's like the Wraith King Ags is how it kind of feels. Like it's a cool Ags that maybe you'll see come up in a really niche situation in
against
a pro
Reaper
game,
Scythe, but Reaper Scythe isn't what it used to be.
Nope,
because you can buy back.
Yep.
So I would say. They're like a few, like a Tinker maybe would be good to have it because no longer.
I don't know. Still against Reaper Scythe, it'd just be funny to troll the fucking Necro.
Well,
with.
have you seen what happens when you get charged?
No.
So you're an anti-mage in lane charging, and what it does is it stops and reflects, right? So you're an anti-mage, you're farming, Spirit Breaker from a million units away charges you, and all of a sudden you just start charging that Spirit Breaker. leaving your lane.
Oh my god.
Because it stops it and reflects.
Oh my god.
And so
I didn't even think about that interaction.
It's almost a counter, picking a Spirit Breaker into an Ags anti-mage. Because all of a sudden you're just like, I'm an anti-mage.
Oh, you guys want that AM over here?
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, and... in the video that I saw, he's like, how come I can't stop the charge? How come I can't?
He can't?
In the video, I'm sure it's been patched or fixed or something.
Oh, if you can't stop
the charge, then that's just
fucked.
Sell the Ags, drop the Ags, feed the Ags to Roshan, do anything. Do not have that Aghanims because Spirit Breaker dictates where you move at that point if you can't cancel the charge. So
well, as long as he can see you, but that pretty much.
You're an anti-mage. You're in lane. You feel safe. You can blink away if it's dangerous. And a Spirit Breaker charges you, and all of a sudden you're like trying to get a CS, and you're just all of a sudden moving at 650 or something like that, charging.
Yeah, I feel like Anti-Mage is going to go the way of the dodo.
Yeah, that's funny. That's good. Go the way of the dodo. I agree. I feel like Anti-Mage you need to have last pick, as in last pick. And it needs to be like...
He just became even more niche. Like he just keeps getting more and more niche every patch.
People finally... I felt like for the longest time I was like, Anti-Mage doesn't have any real counters. And no, people know Legion, and people know Bloodseeker, and people play Legion.
And they like playing them. Yeah.
And so picking Anti-Mage is such a risky bet. Like, I have a great win rate with Anti-Mage. This is like 6.88. This is as part of my climb. Even against Bloodseeker, I'd walk to lane and use the TP. I would never TP to lane. Yeah. I would just be like, all right, whatever. I'll blink my way back into lane to make sure my TP is always off cooldown. So the second I get ruptured, I double-click TP and I'm out. Yeah. Because unless Bloodseeker buys like a Yule's or gets a lucky bash and has a basher, I'm good. Like, whatever. And I just reset and it's fine. But now with Legion Commander, especially being... seemingly easy to play. I mean, even with jungle camps being every other minute now, bounty runes have I feels like they've more than supplemented it. I don't know. And shrines have also helped a ton. Maybe not so much for Legion Commander.
You know, on the shrine front, it boggles my mind how. And I know I'm playing still at the 2K in the 2K range. And
trust me, there's not a big difference.
You've made me want to. You've definitely inspired me to want to go and keep playing on that Smurf and kind of see what happens there. But
you'd make it 3K or above.
Nah, I don't know about that. But so the thing that keeps boggling my fucking mind is how people don't even recognize that the shrines fucking exist or think about the shrines.
That's why you ping them.
Oh,
and
man.
Luckily, at first there wasn't a gather for Sanctuary. And you would just have to be like, everybody, come on, we're using the shrine. It's going to be a 5-minute cooldown.
I had one, just one notable example, and there are a plethora that I could point to just in the few games I've played since the patch release. We're getting pushed high ground, and I think I was playing a PA, and I got hit. It was pretty weak. I'm trying to rush back, and I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, activate the shrine. And he goes, activate the what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, activate the shrine. Like, I'm running back. Like, they're coming in to fight us on high ground at the tier 3. Activate the fucking shrine. Give me a boost in health, and let's turn this thing and fucking fight them. Can't get for the life of me. Can't get it through some people's heads, like, what the shrine is there to do. And I don't know if that just represents, like...
huge buff to IO, is what I think. Because Tiny can just sit in lane now, and Tiny doesn't have to come to the shrine. And he's going to get more out of it. And later in the game, the shrine doesn't even fill your mana up full. So you just overcharge down to like basically 1-1 on IO. And you just hit the shrine and tether to somebody and they're full.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just like not only can IO get 5 runes every 2 minutes, a possibility of 5 runes every 2 minutes, but I don't know. With some coordination, I would love to start doing some IO CK, IO Tiny, IO Pudge, IO anybody that has a good lockdown.
Tiny's win rate is still down in the dumps, hardcore though.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, sub 45% across most skill brackets. That's pretty painful.
Apparently there's Proud is of the opinion that he's garbage. I mean, it makes sense.
IO, Jesus. So sub 2K, 37% win rate. 2K to 3K, 35% win rate. Let's see. This is 3K to 4K, a 38% win rate. 43% 4K to 5K, and just barely above 50% at the 5K plus.
It's because he's hard, and it requires, like, he's not a pub hero, right? Like, that's why you see him in tournaments and you don't really see him in pubs.
I feel like we're seeing way more heroes below 45% thus far. I know that'll probably balance out as we get more, a larger sample size with a lot of them.
But for every hero that's 45%, there has to be a hero that's above 50.
I mean, yeah, there are still a ton. I mean, fucking, I'll give you one guess who's at the fucking top of the list still.
I'm telling you, the way you fix Omni Knight is to make his heal magical, not pure. Like, I'm so convinced of that.
Yeah.
And guess what? It doesn't go through BKB anymore. So if somebody's BKB'd, you can't heal them on your own team, which is good. I think that would make a lot of sense for Omni Knight.
Visage number 2 at the 5K plus bracket.
Yeah, there were some crazy changes to Visage.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having fun with it. It's interesting just watching. I even just talking about it with you and having the stats pulled up here. I feel like we could wax philosophical about just watching these changes kind of occur.
Omni Knight just grants a dude BKB, heals a dude, and hurts everybody around him.
I think everybody understands about why Omni Knight's that.
It's absurd.
He prevents.
It's not a matter of cooldown. It's a matter of the amount of damage he can spit out while still being an incredible support.
Well, but I think their thought was if we limit that cooldown, we'll dial him back just enough.
No.
Yeah, I know. I
the hero's way too good. And then his ultimate...
But good in pubs.
He's fucking... I mean, the reason he's bad in pro games is because you see an Omni Knight, somebody's going to build a diffusal, and somebody's going to use that diffusal super well. And they're going to make sure it happens. That's why you probably don't see him in pro games. But in pubs, how often can you rely on anybody to build even an MKB versus Phantom Assassin.
Yeah.
Like the most fundamental item versus a hero that is picked all the time, and still people are so stuck in their ways and so rigid in their item build that they will not incorporate an MKB, even when it's out. How many times did we deal with that with Andrew? Where it was like in his Juggernaut or whatever, where it's like, no, okay, I understand you're going Chrysalis, but before you finish Daedalus, you need to get an MKB.
Well, that was the Sven.
Or his Sven, and then you'd see Daedalus, then you'd see like a Bracer or something. You'd be like, no, dude, just don't spend any money on anything, but like, just get the MKB.
No, Bash, or some ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'd just be like, just get a fucking MKB, and then you'd be like, this PA is bullshit. There's no way to deal with it. And it's like, yeah, there is. It's a
well, and I'll be honest, after playing enough PA, I think PA feels like bullshit early in the game whenever your attack speeds are still relatively low too, because you're attacking less and still hitting that 50% miss chance whenever she's max skill.
Yep.
By the time you get to late game, PAs are typically, well, I don't think they're as squishy anymore, and I don't think they're as squishy with the right builds. But in the old 688 Dota days and beyond and before, I don't even think I had somewhat changed my opinion as to how necessary the MKB was. I do think it's good. I do think it helped, solidify a victory against her. It was probably just a worthwhile item to pick up anyway. But I think now, more than ever is it important, because now she has the option to build so many additional items with the removal of that unique attack modifier on so many different items. She is capable of doing some ridiculous bullshit. I've been having, what I've been building on her? It's fucking Scotty.
I built Scotty on Bloodseeker today.
Yeah.
I mean, which I guess isn't super surprising, because what does he have that's unique usually? You know what I mean?
Deso, maybe, if you're doing that.
I mean,
Maelstrom.
usually it's Silver Edge that he builds. I know a lot of people build Maelstrom on him, but
I mean, now you could stack. Now you could have Mjolnir, Scotty, and Deso all together.
Yeah. And that's what this anti-mage was trying to do earlier today. Because, I mean, 2,800 gold is a lot cheaper than 4,550, I think, or something like that, is what Battle Fury costs. So this anti-mage that I beat today is Bloodseeker. He went Treads Maelstrom. And it's not the same, you guys. It is not a Battle Fury. It is the relative net worth means something on an item. I promise you that they have that balance, that a Maelstrom is 2,800 gold for a reason, and a Battle Fury is 45-ish hundred gold for a reason. Battle Fury provides way more damage, maybe not the attack speed, maybe not the occasional lightning bounce.
It's a better farming tool, because that's really what you're picking it up to.
I mean, if you want to get Battle Fury and Maelstrom, I guess that's overkill, and you're going to eventually sell something on Anti-Mage, but just because the only thing that changed, the only unique thing about Maelstrom was the lightning bounce.
Yeah.
That was the only unique attack.
Yeah.
From a Maelstrom was the lightning, the magical lightning bounce, or it's like, and all of a sudden now it was like I heard it. I heard people talk that like, no, this is going to be a good anti-mage item. I don't think so. I think it's still Battle Fury pretty much all the way. So, do you have it on this week?
Yeah. No, this month.
Do this week. See if Maelstrom's up there.
Let's see.
I think
it's pretty far down the list if it is.
Yeah, I don't.
So Mjolnir has a 60. I mean, but of course, if you can build a Mjolnir, you're at 67% win rate. That's
it's obviously not Mjolnir first.
And Maelstrom has a 32% win rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's probably those anti-mages that build Maelstrom instead of Battle Fury, and that's why they have a 32% win rate, is because they never progress any further than Maelstrom.
Yeah.
So that's what this anti-mage did, luckily, because we were losing pretty hard. Luckily, we had a PA that kind of carried us.
Man, I love PA. She feels even stronger.
She's super strong.
Her win rate's something ridiculous, too, this last week. Let's see. I was going to pull it up real quick. 54%. I mean, I guess not.
That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, what's most ridiculous is that Omni Knight is sat closer to 60% than 55% for over a year, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that Invoker is still in games. Can we please just get rid of Invoker?
Although PA is pretty low in the higher skill brackets, 4K and beyond, she's just barely over 50.
I think that might be because of heroes that, I mean, there's a lot of niche heroes that shut her down that are hard to play. that in higher skill brackets. I'm pointing to like I don't know. I feel like Meepo would be good against her.
Yep. Where's versus Meepo?
Okay. Yeah.
Razor. I mean, which makes sense, but
Probably
a lot of people aren't picking
Puck,
Razor these
is
days.
Puck good against her?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brood, actually super good. 64% win rate against PA.
But over 3 games. You know, how many times do people play Broodmother?
23,000 matches.
Yeah. Broodmother's one of those, though, that you just...
significant,
you can't... Broodmother's fucking countered by Monkey King.
Yeah, bad against Io, Timber, Queen of Pain, and Morph. Yeah, I mean, that all kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going up against like an Ink Meepo...
I feel like we're super scattershot today, but it's the new patch. It's hard to...
super scattershot patch. I mean,
yeah,
it's weird.
It's hard to... I know... I haven't even played... Of the heroes that I regularly play, I haven't even played them all yet.
I haven't even played Sven in 7.0.
Jesus.
Yeah, this whole Helm of Dominator thing not providing lifesteal is pretty... I mean, it's still good, but it's throwing me off, man. And stacking just will never be the same. I got so good at having the presence of mind to every 48, I'd switch over. Maybe 49 seconds, I'd switch over to the creep I dominated and stack. And now it's like, I need to pay attention to the first number and the last 2 numbers? Really?
Oh, and I haven't had my chance to play Dazzle yet, which I really want to do.
What's changed on Dazzle?
Oh, I want to see Poison Touch stack. That's all.
Oh, is that Naganim's thing, or is that
no?
like
It's his level 25. It knocks. So the Poison Touch cooldown is 1 second, or is 7 seconds, and his level 25 knocks or reduces the cooldown by 6 seconds. So literally, I can Poison Touch you every second. And I mean, you know how Poison Touch works, right? I mean, it's a new effect every second.
I wonder if it just restarts the poison instead of
it
adding
might as well.
stack.
No, it stacks. It stacks.
Are you sure?
Yes,
the poison
they
stacks?
specifically mentioned in the notes. I'll pull it up.
Well, go ahead and get your Dazzle to level 25 and see how many times you can cast. Getting to level 25 is pretty easier.
It's a lot easier.
It's pretty easier. It's pretty easier. It's a lot easier to get to level 25.
Let's see. Hero changes. I just want to read you the Dazzle. No, I mean, it's a lot fucking easier these days. It's rare that I have a game where I don't hit level 25. Yeah, so multiple instances of Poison Touch stack. Let's see. He doesn't have any of the big, like, gold or XP acceleration, support, tree, or skill trees, but... he's got a minus 30 second respawn time. I guess you could argue is pretty fucking
having your healer
legit.
up all the time is good.
But I've yet to play him, and I really want to see the interaction because I guess in my brain I'm seeing it by the time it gets to, I think it's at 3 seconds that it stuns for 1 second. Like, you've just got to be. It's basically you're just locked down, right? You're not going anywhere
if you don't just turn and kill the Dazzle.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can turn and kill the Dazzle, who's Poison Touch, Poison Touch, Poison Touch, Poison Touch.
I'm sure there's some video out there, or you can just go into demo mode and go level up.
No,
to
I want
max
to play him
and
legit. I want to play it legit. Just I don't want any fucking axes in the game. All right.
Hey, Axe will never be able to catch up to you, and as he's trying to cull you, he'll get stunned, and then he'll get stunned again, and then he'll get stunned again, and then he'll get stunned again. I don't know.
What did Axe get for his bullshit abilities? Just.
I
plus
like
100 battle hunger
the
DPS.
plus 75 damage that he has.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It makes his right click mean a little bit more. So, like, his cull still means something, and
there's so much more to learn. I feel like I just don't know anything anymore. Every time I get into a game.
Oh, it's gonna take a long time before I memorize all the trees.
All right. Anything you want to add about it? I guess anything we talked about today before we get going?
Viva La Spectre.
I've yet to play Spectre.
Super, just as fun as she ever was. She didn't really change much. It just feels like I can play her again. I probably could have played her before, but...
Well, I mean, I had a huge win rate, or a great win rate with her before the patch. Plus 20 damage or plus 5 armor at 10, 6 all stats, 15 movement at 15, 25 attack speed at 12 strength at 20, and minus 10 second Spectral Dagger cooldown or 400 health. Damn.
I think it's a 14 second cooldown on Spectral Dagger, so every 4 seconds you can throw a Spectral Dagger that lasts forever.
Jesus.
I mean, your movement throughout the map is... it's pretty cool. I mean
400 health is super tempting too, but like...
Well, I mean, that's 40 damage on max dispersion, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not really looking at it quite... I'm more looking at the tank, but yeah.
I went the health. I went the health, and then I went the dagger too, because of course you're gonna go that dagger ability, because that's
I don't know.
fun.
Yeah, I'd be super tempted to do the dagger.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I like Spectre. I always have liked Spectre.
You become a support's nightmare though, with that dagger.
Just keeping up with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, support. How many supports are able to build BKBs even still? How many supports are able to?
I thought you meant on your team, like you become your support's nightmare.
Oh no, I mean,
it's like, well.
Fuck that. I don't need.
I think it's awesome as far as just it's like Centaur Ags, like with Spectre now. Like no terrain is immovable with Spectre anymore at level 25. You can bob and weave with Spectre, which is really cool.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. I'm having a blast with the game.
I'm enjoying a lot of fun too, and so far it's been a great patch for me. So
yeah, I look forward to playing.
I hope
more
to see 4K by February or earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to place a bet?
No.
You don't want to bet against it?
Because I know you'll cheat.
How would I cheat?
Oh, I've played enough poker with you, sir. I know where you hide the aces up your sleeves.
What, like get somebody else to play?
Yeah, I could see you. I could see Proud logging in to old not.p Roland.
Proud wouldn't do that.
Help you cheat for the right price. Everybody's got a price.
No, Proud is like super ethical.
To win a bet?
Proud's way too ethical. Proud would be like, no, dude, you really need to define yourself. Like, I'm sure that's what Proud would say if I were to ever ask him that. And imagine if I asked Ursi to get me to 4K.
Oh, I know Ursi wouldn't do it. Ursi has, too many prints. But and don't get me wrong, I don't think Proud's
and I have the Monkey King Arcana, but I don't want people stealing that. You know what I mean?
It's gifting it themselves.
Yeah, I mean that's a precious commodity.
Yeah, fair enough.
And plus, my account's already hacked, so it's probably already gone.
It's useless anyway.
So.
I could try it again if you wanted, but
remember, I would have to give you my password over air, which is
right.
Fafnir sucks at Dota 72. Is what my password is. I'll change it after this episode. That is
why you couldn't let a whole episode go without hitting old poor Faf. Oh, you're such a bastard. All right, that's all I got. Stay tuned. So they're coming up this week. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, going to be some standard shows coming out. We're trying out a pilot for a new show that we're going to record internally, and we're kind of excited about at least giving it a go. We're going to see how it works and see what we think of it. I'll be hitting some folks up in the Discord for some volunteers to help us with that. We'll let you know how it goes, and we may release it, we may not, just depending on how we feel like the quality is. Wednesday, we're working on some new concepts and structures in that regard, so stay tuned for details there. We gotta bump noggins with Proud and Ursi on some of the Wednesday revamping. And then of course 3 Craft Thursday still with you here on Thursdays, and Proudland back again on Fridays. Are you guys? Do you feel as educational with the 7.00 as you do did before, or do you feel like you're doing more experimental type stuff?
I mean, the last episode that we did had almost nothing to do with 7.00. It was about countering, and the first hero I got wrong, by the way. So correction to Proudland, when I was talking about Phantom Assassin counters, I was talking about the heroes that Phantom Assassin is good against, opposed to the heroes that are good against Phantom Assassin. So I was like, Ricky totally counters PA, but really PA counters Ricky hard. And so I messed up one hero and just kept going. It was like my band my band teacher popped into my head and was like,
sometimes you fuck up, you just keep rolling.
You just keep going. People will only notice if you stop. And so I noticed on Phantom Assassin that and I was trying to justify Ricky being good against PA, and I was like, backstab's got to go through evasion. Smoke cloud makes her miss.
He builds diffusal, and diffusal
and
works.
That was another thing. Yeah. Diffusal makes it so she can't. And Proud's like, she can just blink. And Proud is defending it vehemently, and I'm like, dude, you were wrong. I'm looking at stats. I'm looking at numbers.
Did you ever tell him that you got it wrong?
Oh, the next day. That one guy who my password reflects. Of course,
he let you know that you were wrong.
Yeah, let us know.
Oh, so that's why we got the password.
No, I knew I was wrong on the show.
Oh my god!
But I'm not gonna I knew I was wrong when I went to the next hero.
Journalistic integrity at its finest.
I knew I was wrong when I went to the next hero, and that was best verses and worst verses. Mm-hmm. And I went to the best verses.
It's okay. We are going to get those vocabulary flashcards out again.
Yeah,
and we'll start running through them. We'll run through right after the show.
PA is best versus Ricky. PA
best
is
means
worse
good.
Versus, yeah, I know, I know that.
Good again. Yeah.
Worse versus Meepo.
And versus means against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was a mistake, and
good against is how I want you to think about it.
And I
next
knew
time.
I'd get corrected the next day anyway, and I admitted it on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry I messed up on PA, but I fixed it after that. Luckily, I didn't go the whole episode being like, nope, PL is not countered by Earthshaker. Earthshaker is actually really good or really bad against Phantom Lancer because Phantom Lancer has all the illusions that can make it so Earthshaker
can't move.
Who's
he gonna fissure? Who's he gonna fissure? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who's the real one.
Who's the real one?
Who?
Yeah.
Wrong. You don't know.
Wrong.
That's why. That's why Earthshaker, the best. I don't know where I went with that.
I don't know either. I know I'm still getting messages from Steam though.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
Thank you for your recent purchase.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you go. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna wrap the show so you can check this out. I'm sorry, dude. I'll feel really bad if I'm responsible for your credit card getting charged like $7,000 tomorrow.
Well, if they bought cool shit, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
If you guys want to find us, we are at defenseofthepatients.com. You can follow us on Twitter at .p_show. Email us at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. Still feel free to send in your 7.00 questions. Ursi and Proud are starting to get their grip on the patch, and I think you're going to see some increased insights there. Of course, old Roland already knows everything there is to know about Monkey King, so please send him all your Monkey King questions. You can also find us on Facebook. What you doing over there? You just freaking out about your email?
Yeah.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all your favorite podcast apps. Just search for Defense of the Patients. Leave us a review. That is the best way to help the show, is the best way to spread the word about .p and all the content that we're trying to provide. Am I missing anything? .p or twitch.tv/.ptv as where the in-houses are going to be starting back up again. They're going to be happening on Wednesday nights. We did a little fun in-house, just a off the books in-house last week with the new patch. Mr. Grudy himself hosted that. Grudy sent out a tweet with when we're starting back up, and I'll make sure that me and Roland get the Steam gift cards to do the giveaway beforehand. Subreddit, Jay Gucci, Defense of the Patients.
Yeah,
you all right over there?
I'm just a little bit panicked.
Your panic and distraction is a distraction for me.
The whole show I've been a little bit panicked. I just don't know why I'd be like, I'm 3450. Go ahead and log in and see. And then like you go to log in and see, and I'm like,
and your name's all fucked.
And my name's all fucked, and I'm not 3450, and I'm like, but I am. And it's like, no, you're not. I can see it right here. And it's like, no, that's wrong. It's actually on my Dota buff. And then my Dota buff says a different number, and it's like, no, that's wrong.
And youtube.com/.ptv. You can find some things there.
I will, once I get this straightened out with Gabe, I'll give Gabe a call. I know it's getting a little late, but I'll give Gabe a call.
Well, they're an hour behind at least, so thank God.
Like, hey, Gabe.
What's going on? Unhack my account, please.
Yeah. I don't know if it's hacked.
That's going to be it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Until next time, this is Cyphus for Roland saying good luck and Godspeed.